A city where the street code can carry more weight than St. Louis, Missouri. A city where the street code can carry more
go
weight
down in the
than the law.
Lulu.
Here, testifying in court isn't just a matter of conscience. Sometimes it's a matter of life and death. For years, this city has battled a deadly cycle. Witnesses silenced before their day in court. Families left with questions, and cases that vanished into the void, never truly closed. Tonight, we dive into the stories behind the headlines, tracing the names and faces that disappeared because they dared to speak up. Before we get started on this video, make sure you go check out my website that's in the one to spread the violence awareness. On a summer night in June 2018, shots echoed through the north side of St. Louis. By sunrise, the city's latest homicide was on the books, but for investigators, this was more than just another body on the street. The victim was the key witness in the murder case against Gentrell Wefford, a young man with deep ties to a local crew. He was supposed to testify, his statement the one piece of evidence that could turn the case, but that chance ended with a bullet. The silence was sudden, absolute. In the following weeks, the prosecutors moved to charge 2 men with murder and witness tampering. But the outcome had already been decided.
Right.
With their star witness gone, the prosecution had nothing.
I ain't gonna lie. them niggas look like they did that shit. Especially that nigga right here. Like, like that nigga look like he did that shit. You will
left to stand on. The Wofford case, like so many before it, collapsed in the face of street justice. It wasn't the first time, and it wouldn't be the last. To understand the code that rules these streets, you have to go back into the neighborhoods, into the grip of crews like the one run by Anthony T.T. Jordan. Between 2008 and 2014, Jordan's name was whispered with fear. He ran a violent drug ring that left a trail of bodies from the city blocks to the suburbs. In his world, snitching wasn't just betrayal, it was a death sentence. Federal prosecutors would later connect Jordan and his crew to at least 9 murders, most of them designed to keep witnesses off the stand and police in the dark. Victims weren't always rival gangsters. Sometimes they were just people who'd seen too much or said the wrong thing. The message was unmistakable. Cooperate with law enforcement and you'll pay with your life. The cycle continued, each generation learning from the last. In April 2015, the city of Berkeley, tucked into the greater St. Louis metro, was rocked by another calculated hit. Travis Hayden was gunned down, and everyone seemed to know why. A key witness in the aftermath identified William "Chucky" Claret as the shooter, but almost immediately, that witness found themselves the target of threats. In the end, prosecutors managed to secure a conviction, but only after extensive witness protection measures and the constant fear that any new voice willing to speak might also end up silenced. In 2022, St. Louis was rocked by the murder of a teenage witness who had agreed to testify in a homicide case. The killing wasn't random. Police uncovered evidence that the hit was planned from inside the city jail. Inmates used jailhouse phone calls to coordinate the attack, making sure that
how stupid do you gotta be to be using jail phone call to send out a hit? Like, it's not being recorded. Like, it don't make sense at all, bro. It really don't. And you niggas, like, y'all think it ain't nothing gonna happen to y'all when it happen, when y'all get caught. Y'all like, all right, yeah, I go do this, bro. Yeah. Meanwhile, you get recorded. It says that when you pick up the phone call, this call is being recorded, and y'all niggas still proceed to go in there and put out a hit on the jailhouse calls. I don't understand it.
The team would never make it to the stand. The victim's family later claimed his death was preventable, filing a lawsuit against the city and pointing out that money set aside for witness protection was never used. Investigators arrested 4 people connected to the plot, using recordings from jail as evidence. But when the case went to court, the charges collapsed. No one was convicted, and with the only key witness dead, prosecutors were forced to drop the case.
Damn, they got he got hit with a switch. Lord have mercy. What happened to the sound?
So many Missouri police departments are not using state aid to protect witnesses to crimes. Tonight, our focus is on a St. Louis teen who was murdered for witnessing another killing.
The plan to kill him hatched in St. Louis's jail. News 4 investigator Susan L. Corey has what the city does not want you to see.
17-year-old James Scales stood at the bus stop. He never made it to school.
That's crazy. On his way to school.
Audio from St. Louis's gunshot detection system capture the violence that took his life.
It's a big shot in his back.
911 calls record his mom,
Is he breathing?
desperate to save her son.
No, he's not doing anything.
There was nothing anyone could do.
It's a lot of blood. My whole hallway is filled up with blood.
My child is gone now.
He was
We
every
could have prevented it.
James's mom believes the timing wasn't a coincidence.
James was a good person.
Her son was the main witness in a murder case, but she says he never got the protection Missouri law and St. Louis city policy promise. James's family say the man he was supposed to testify against, 19-year-old Keith Graham, planned James's murder while he was in the City Justice Center and on recorded jailhouse calls.
They killed him so he wouldn't go to court, tell him what he knew, what he saw.
For her, that's one of multiple failures. She, along with James's dad,
I still have nightmares.
and step-parents are taking the city to court, suing for wrongful death and negligence.
They were supposed to keep him safe. That's what they said. Not to lose another life.
In 2016, the day after Christmas, James saw his friend, 18-year-old Dwayne Clanton, get shot and killed in this North St. Louis
He saw his
alley.
homie get killed.
James's mom says he
That's
reported
tough.
it to police, thinking his name would be confidential.
They say anonymous tip.
It's
No,
not
that's
anonymous.
a lie. That's like almost fraud.
Police arrested Graham and charged him with murder. Family claims someone put James's name and address on court records. News 4 Investigates tried to get a copy, but the records are sealed because Graham was acquitted.
You gave them the address like, hey, here's where you can find them. This who told them.
Damn.
The city won't talk to News 4 about that. In court records, prosecutors only said Graham found out about James because word reached him. Prosecutors say over the course of months, Graham, who was in jail, called friends on the outside, making plans to hunt down and kill James. Those friends are William Pearson Jr., Perez Cook, and Davion Gordon. All three were arrested and charged in James's murder. One of the
Be right in there with your
jail
homie.
calls came days after Graham's arrest. Prosecutors say he asked Gordon for help getting out.
If you rush, they gonna look like, oh, he orchestrated something to come up out of there. Right now, most likely your phone call is being recorded, bro.
I know. So all they need is a witness, and I'm dead, huh?
Yeah.
I'm dead.
On another day, prosecutors say Graham had a three-way planning call with Gordon and Pearson.
I hope so, bro. If I don't get out 2 months, bro, y'all niggas lying. We lying. I just seen the dude. I mean, man, look, bro. Look, you gonna get out.
The violence isn't limited to random street beefs or chaotic
How stupid
shootouts.
can you
In some
be,
cases,
bro?
it's cold, organized, and deliberate. In 2025, federal prosecutors unsealed an indictment against Travis Santel Jones, alleged member of the Cochran Crips, a gang with deep roots in St. Louis's most violent corridors. The indictment didn't just charge Jones with RICO violations and murder. It laid out a campaign of terror meant to silence anyone who might bring heat on the crew. Prosecutors alleged that Jones orchestrated the murders of would-be informants, sending a message not just to his own set but to anyone in the city considering working with law enforcement. Each case is more than a headline. Each victim leaves behind families, loved ones, and a neighborhood that learns to fear silence as much as violence. The police admit there are few answers. Most witnesses don't get bodyguards or safe houses. For many, witness protection is just a phrase, a promise that fades once the trial is over, or too often, never even begins. In private, detectives and prosecutors tell the same story. It's almost impossible to win convictions in gang or street murder cases without witnesses.
Man, you just better off moving, bro. If you see something, bro, it just like I ain't saying like it just, man, it's crazy, bro. And you feel me, like it's I don't know, but that's crazy though. Them niggas is idiots. I ain't never seen nothing crazy like on jail on the phone call telling like, hey, da. But you feel like I say, it's just sad, man. But you know, y'all like to comment, let me know y'all thoughts on the video. Man, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all can check out my second channel, it's D.SHELTONTV. The link is in the description.